Hi, Leo. Welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome to October. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. I'm trying to get the Palo Santo to set. Okay. We're just going to dive right in with the cards today. See what is coming in for October for you all. Spirit, speak to me and through me. To the Leo collective. What is coming in for Leo in October? Libra season, Scorpio season. I'm actually going to take these and not these. Yeah, let's put these. The first card that came out, the Five of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Devil, and the Hanged Man. Two major arcana right out of the gate. Leo, there could be an overall feeling of sadness this month. A lot of people have gotten this. I feel like it could be just a collective energy. There could be just a heaviness, a grieving. There could be something that happens on a national, global, world scale that kind of affects everybody and puts everybody in mourning, if that makes sense. Like, because it's a very collective feeling that I'm getting. It's very, it's not even external. It's external, but it's also internal. It just feels like global news, like something that's really changing and shifting, but the overall tone of it is sadness and grief. You could be mourning the loss of someone, a loved one. But from the outside, you look very strong. You look very put together. You look very in your element. You look very much like Leo. You could be struggling with depression, but on the outside, you look like yourself. You look fine. You're putting on a happy face. You're showing up as yourself, but you could be really, really struggling. You could be struggling with some sort of addiction, pattern, habit. This could be a person that keeps kind of pulling you back into a toxic situation, a toxic way of being, a toxic way of thinking, operating. Feels like this grip on you is loosening, though. If this is an addiction that you're struggling with, it feels like a pattern of, it could be drinking that leads to depression, and it feels like you're finding the source. You're finding out that you may have been depressed for a really long time, and it's like a cycle for you, and you finally put it together like, oh, maybe it's alcohol, it might be dark liquor. That's what it is for me. I struggled with depression, like suicidal thoughts, all of the things for a very long time, and I was binge drinking because I wanted to get, like, my life was so messed up. It was, we don't need to go there though, but I found out, me and Spirit together put two and two together after decades of binge drinking, um, and going out and partying and all of these things, that it was alcohol, specifically dark liquor, that would just put me into this deep, deep, deep depression for days on end. And then I'd finally crawl out of it. But then the weekend would come and I would drink again, and it would just start this cycle. You could be identifying some sort of cycle that is really detrimental to your mental health, to your physical health. It could also be detrimental to a connection here, to a partner that you have. Detrimental to your relationship. And it feels like you know that, though. You know, you've identified it, you're aware of it, you're processing it, you're working through it, and you're trying to change your perspective on things. Maybe you've been seeing the world through a darker lens lately, a sadder, I don't know, just like everything's gray versus rose colored glasses where you see everything like love and it's beautiful and oh my gosh, I'm just like so in love with everything, so naive, so innocent. It's kind of the opposite of that. It's like having these glasses that just take all the color out of everything and just make everything kind of meh. But that's changing, and you're shedding that and you're releasing it, because this time that we're going through right now is the transformation potential is huge. Whether you realize it, whether you work with it or not, it's going to happen. The transformations are going to happen. There are really, really big endings. Power dynamics are shifting. It feels to me personally like the divine feminine is taking back control. This means like more women leaders putting the focus on women and children off of decentering men, essentially, is what is going to happen. And for that to happen, obviously, there's going to be a lot of shit that comes with it. A lot of people who don't want that to happen, obviously, who want to keep the system that they've worked so hard and worked so hard to build on other people. We don't need to go there, sorry. Feels like it's going to be a fight, though. But you yourself, I feel like you're focused on your healing so that you can potentially, if need be, help others heal, or be an example, show others the way. If I can do it, you can do it. Changing some sort of pattern, behavior, lifestyle, thank you, and healing yourself through it to become an example for others, to show them that it can be done, that it is possible. If I can do it, you can do it type energy. You could have a message coming from a King of Wands. You right now are in the Queen of Wands energy. This is feminine fire energy. You could have a divine masculine, a divine counterpart coming towards you, wants to send you a message, quick communication. Yeah, it feels like these people are kind of at a distance, but not really. But this devil is definitely like kind of in the mix. It feels like as you move away from this and as you heal through this and get into this star energy where you are more alchemized and you're more in touch and you're definitely more healed. This is deep, deep cellular level healing, like DNA activating healing. And I feel like as you do that and process that and move through these spaces, your divine counterpart is going to be getting closer to you. It's going to solidify your relationship if you're already in one, your partnership if you're already married. It's going to make things a hell of a lot better. Like your relationship is going to get better tenfold. Your partnership. It doesn't have to be romantic. This could be business, but on the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Wands. This feels like a familial situation, someone you could have children with. Someone you want to have children with, and maybe as you let go and heal and move through these spaces and get closer to your partner, as you guys come closer together, there's the Knight of Wands again. You could be getting closer to this, having children, if that is your goal, settling down, getting married. It feels like you're closer to that than you have ever been this month in October, because you've put a lot of work in. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Yes, reciprocal. If things have felt a little bit off balance, maybe your partner has been picking up a little bit more of the emotional slack and maybe meeting more of your emotional needs than you are theirs, or vice versa. If things have felt a little bit off balance, they're coming back into balance. It definitely feels like you're leaving chaos behind. You're leaving confusion, cattiness, all of those things. You're leaving it behind. Death, absolutely. We are quickly moving into Scorpio season. Death is all about transformation. Huge, huge, huge endings. But the thing about big endings is that it comes with big beginnings. Every single ending has a beginning that follows, a new beginning, a brand new start, free from all of this bullshit. This feels to me like that very toxic that toxic masculinity that people love to throw around, just that behavior of, I don't know, it just feels very dark and heavy, and like you're going to be free from that. This could be like laws changing, making things for predators more difficult versus easier, actually going after predators, things of that nature, versus building systems to help them because you are one of them, right? That's what this feels like. Free from this dark, nasty, yeah. It's not a pleasant energy, honestly. The devil doesn't always give that in readings, but right now it is. It's just like void of all life, of all purity is what it feels like. All the disgusting things that are, I honestly, that's not what this reading is for. Ace of Pentacles. See, every ending has a new beginning. Your new beginning is an opportunity to make a lot of money. It's a really solid, stable business idea that is going to flourish. It's like the tiny acorn that grows into the mighty oak. This could be one of many streams of income for you. Eight of Wands, our last card out. All of this is happening very, very fast. October, I feel like, is going to change so much for so many people in what is going to feel like a short period of time. This is like we've been working towards things for a really long time, putting in a lot of effort, and finally it pays off. Finally it takes off. Maybe you've been putting a lot of energy and effort into a business, but it hasn't gone to the level that you want to, probably because this energy is taking up too much of your focus. It's taking up too much of your time and attention. You need to pour that into this versus this. Let's see. What else is here for Leo in October? Sorry, pour that energy into, for those of you who aren't watching, this would be the Ace of Pentacles. Pour your energy into the Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities, business ventures, work. You could be getting a new job, a new position, a promotion, a raise. Pour your energy into that versus this devil energy, these toxic habits, whatever it is, ways of operating. Don't put your focus there. If you don't like the way the world looks and operates and is set up right now, don't put your focus there. Put your focus here on yourself and here on your opportunities, the Star and the Ace of Pentacles, your healing, your journey, your DNA activation, I feel like is coming back again. That, I don't know, it's very specific, but it just came back again. Card number 25 flipped over. Ring. What is this? Whip. Okay, I'm going to read about whip because I don't get that card often. To me, it's like short temper, anger, like cracking the whip. I hate that saying. It's just not a nice energy. It feels very much like this devil being chained to something, not being able to step out of line, or you get consequences. Not being able to live the way you want to live without being like kept in your place. I don't know, something about like keeping things in their place. Feels very restrictive, authoritarian, controlling. Yes, there we go. This is a very controlling energy. That is being freed. That is being freed. That's not the right. That is being released. Thank you. Let go of. Transmuted into healing energy, into money-making energy, into health, into wealth, into prosperity and protection. Focus there. Snake keeps flipping over. Snakes could be significant. What else is here for Leo Spirit? What else is here? Then key. Heart. Oh. Key. key to your heart. Maybe you've been really guarded. You've been really closed off. You're finally opening up. You're finally letting someone into your heart. These people are very much, it looks like they're getting married. They're doing something with their hands that looks like a hand fasting, like a commitment to each other. There could be some sort of partnership you're entering. It looks like you're in a really solid, loving relationship, though, and that is kind of the silver lining out of all of this. It doesn't really matter what's happening in the world. If it feels crazy, if it feels heavy and gross and sad and dark, you have someone who loves you by your side, and you love them very much. It's very much reciprocal. And if you don't have that, you will in October. I feel like by the end of October, you will have come in contact with this person, know who it is, have already spoken to them, or will be entering into a commitment. Yeah, you're right. Let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's do a Shawin. That's our next festival season that's coming up. October 31st. Okay, we got frog flipped over, but mischief came out. Mischief. It's very Fae energy. Be playful. Open up. More lighthearted, more playful, more fun. Journey. And on the bottom of the deck, we have crystals and herbs. We have 12, 24, and 25. Progress. Leaps and bounds, though, because you double. You go from 12 to 24. You're doubling it, whatever that is, your progress, your steps, your money. And then you make another step, 25. Progress. Steady progress. Is a beautiful thing. We're going to read about mischief. We're going to read about the Shawin cards. Actually, all of the Oracle cards after we get them out. I'm not going to take those. It's a few too many. Thank you, though. What else is here for Leo? For their October spirit. What else is here? The Vengeance. Overcoming slights. A choice. Overcoming slights. We have hands. These two hands again. Something about hands could be significant. Like hand fasting. I don't know, this position specific. I can't do it on camera, but like how they're doing their hands. Hand fasting is what I keep hearing. You could be doing some sort of ceremony in October, getting married in October, and doing some sort of commitment ritual, hand fasting. It also, the image of that, I think it's an Irish or Celtic tradition maybe. They have the rings that you turn a different direction. Like if you're taken, you turn it towards your heart, I believe. And if you're single, you turn it outwards to show, but it's like a heart with little like hands around it. I don't know. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, please leave me a comment because that is going to bug me. I'll probably Google it when I'm done. But yes, we have a lot of fast moving, changing energy. I feel like your best bet right now, you're on the right path. You're doing the work. You're healing yourself. And in turn, your relationships, if they needed healing. If not, you're coming closer. Hi, little blue jay. What else is here for Leo in October? What else is here for Leo? Oh, I was going to say your best bet is to have a really clear path forward. Like know what you want, where you're going. So when you have decisions to make, when there are choices that pop up, you'll know exactly which direction to go because you know what you want and you know where you're going. What else is here for Leo in October? What else is here for Leo Spirit? Oh, romance is in the air. Stop it. That's so cute. You could be getting roses, receiving a rose. Roses could be significant. Rose tattoos, birth flower. Woman, dealing a relationship with a woman. Oh, broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. Goodness. We have weeping willow, family sorrow. Beau, you are highly thought of. A wish will not be granted. That is okay. If ever a wish is not granted, it is because for one reason and one reason only, it's not actually what you wanted or what you needed. It might have been what you wanted, but it would have turned out to be a nightmare. It's like wishing for a house and why didn't I get that house? It was my dream house. And then it turns out there's a tornado a week later and they lose, like something like that. I don't know, a faulty foundation and it falls into a sinkhole and insurance doesn't cover it. It's a what do they call those? A money pit. Anything and everything like that. Same with a car. Say you like your wish is to have this very specific car. Spirit, please, I really want this very specific thing. You don't get it. Turns out to be a lemon. You're never going to know that, right? Because the person who bought it instead is going to have the headache. But Spirit led you away from that for a reason. All right, we got card number 29, Lady Nada, and the Heart Transmission. Card number 37, again, progress. These both look like very healing. They have their eyes closed. They're basking. They're taking it all in. They both have their hands close to their chests and like a kind of praying, giving thanks, gratitude. Gratitude is literally everything. Everything. 1111 on the bottom of the deck. All right, let's go ahead and read. I want to read about whip. Even though we kind of talked about it a little bit, I just want to at least get the keywords. See if there's anything here. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I looked at card number 24. It's heart, love, romance, attraction, birds. All right. Anger, conflict, self-punishment. Yeah. Maybe that's this bad habit that we got to let go of, or that you did let go of, that you were healing through. Yeah, I feel like I mentioned something about a temper earlier. Maybe that's what we're working through. Quick to anger. Yeah, working on being more patient, more forgiving, slow to anger versus quick. You know what I mean? Like, just it feels like you're working on all of those aspects of yourself. All right, Citadel next. The Vengeance. Overcoming slights, a choice. All right, let's see. Vengeance. 114. Okay. The tavern is busy, full of conversation and the bustle of travelers settling for the evening. One figure catches your attention. Someone who is not drinking, talking, nor engaging with the rest. They say nothing. But you know that they're watching, waiting for someone to appear. Someone with whom they've had a deadly score to settle. Oh dear. When the opportunity presents itself, will they let the past consume them, or will they finally accept things for what they are and move on? My gosh, okay. The Vengeance has a choice, and so do you. Through the chains, though the chains of anger have been giving you the energy to move forward, Their weight will eventually drown you. It's time to address those negative feelings and find a healthier way to sustain your drive. Letting go of bad emotional patterns might leave you feeling empty and drained, but you can fill that void with healthier adjustments that will help you build more positive relationships. That literally is what we were talking about. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Absolutely. You're working on yourself and how you respond to people, how you process emotions, attachments to those emotions, expressing them, etc., etc. And it's doing nothing but healing your relationships. And not only that, but yourself. I don't feel like self-love has ever been something that you've had to worry about, though. You guys are absolutely the masters of pouring into yourself. Why would I put that on the bottom? And self-worth, making sure other people see that. Let's read about mischief, right? Yeah, card number 24. Or sorry, 25. Mischief, clever, naughty. Shawan isn't just about dark energy, loved ones who have passed, and things that go bump in the night. There is a fun, playful aspect to Shawan as well, a bit of naughtiness and a touch of cunning. There is an element of mischief to the night of Shawan. Trick-or-treating isn't just about candy. The trick comes from an ancient Shawan tradition when villagers would disguise themselves in animal skins to scare away the demons, ghouls, and goblins that were free to roam the earth for one night every year, often playing cruel tricks on humans. We humans are clever, though, and have found a way to keep the goblins at bay. Not all tricks are fun, however. At least, not to all involved. Tricks and mischief can be mean-spirited and cruel at times. Golly, sorry. One must keep an outlook. I'll get it right one of these days. One must keep a lookout for those who find fun at the expense of others. Pulling mischief can mean a need to adopt a smarter approach to your situation. You may need to get creative to get what you want. You may even have to play a trick or two to get the outcome you desire. Be open-minded about how to overcome your challenges and, if possible, approach your situation with a bit of fun. Problems are serious, but that doesn't mean a bit of silliness can't help you see it in a new way. A bit of silliness, eh? All right, journey, discovery, lessons, purpose. Finding your purpose in life is a lot like waiting for Christmas. You have to walk your path and trust in the gifts that wait for you. All will be revealed when the time is right. If you have drawn journey, the journey card, is because you must trust your process. You cannot skip past the lessons, trials, triumphs, or hardships that you face. Each step is an important milestone. It can be hard to see the sun when the clouds surround you. But know, dear one, that your journey is as it needs to be. Discovery comes when your back is to the wall and you have to find a way to leap from danger. Failures and mistakes are investments you make in yourself. Failures and mistakes are investments you make in yourself. They cost you now, but will save you more than you can imagine over the long journey ahead. Each day holds new gifts, lessons, and miracles. So find one life lesson each day. It is about being mindful, focusing on the present. Mindfulness helps you become aware of the subtle ways Great Spirit speaks to you. If you are looking ahead, you will miss the clues. It was not in reverse, so I'm not going to read that, but let's read about Our Lady Nada. Gotta grab this book real quick. There it is. Thank you. Okay. Card number 29. Okay. Your heart is healing at a deep level. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Cellular level healing. Deep, deep, deep healing. A softening of your heart is allowing for emotional pain to be released, healing your soul from the fears and anxieties that have held you back from openness and joy. Lady Nada is connecting with your soul with all her gentle power, washing through your inner heart as a soft, pale pink light. All anger, fear, sadness, bitterness, disappointment, and hurt are soothed and loved into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into love and of the absolute peace available to you now. All is well. I'm gonna hold this up for a second so you can see. I feel like this is what, if you feel these energies creeping in, the anger, the fear, the sadness, bitterness, disappointment, guilt, hurt, any and all of those things, betrayal, any and all of those things, call on Lady Nada. Turn your face to the sun and focus on the positive. List the things that you're thankful for. Anything like that will bring you closer to her. All right, let's read the invocation. Okay. I gracefully receive the light, presence, and blessing of Lady Nada and her unconditional love now. My heart softens and opens. The soft light of her presence fills me with the sweet spiritual grace, and I let go, safe and held, knowing that I am loved. I am grateful to be able to feel and receive love, and for the spiritual protection, intervention, guiding hand, and tender grace of the enlightened universal heart. May I know myself to be worthy of love and love myself unconditionally so that I may truly and freely give love to others, to the world, honoring the greater good. May all beings truly know love through my own free will. So be it. Wow. Beautiful. Card number 37. Heart transmission. Your heart is capable of connecting to a great network of luminous beings who resonate in the highest frequency of divine love. Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from these loving networks of light that infuse our universe. As you open your heart to receive these transmissions, your soul aligns harmoniously with an advanced spiritual consciousness comprised of numerous enlightened beings who are able to operate in complete unity as one. These are the spiritual council of elders in our universe, loving and guiding all beings. For the soul, this is akin to a drop of water, realizing that it is one with the wave, and the wave with the ocean. Such connection provides unshakable, unconquerable spiritual strength, certainty, and love. Your soul becomes able to offer energies that can lovingly uplift humanity, fostering a positive energetic influence upon the collective rather than allowing lower frequencies to overwhelm you. This is a spiritually significant time for you. Absolutely. It feels like you're going to be tested a little bit. So you're going to need to lean heavily, heavily into your heart space. Let's read the invocation for this real quick. With gratitude, I receive the heart transmission of inner knowing that guides and encourages my soul on its spiritual journey. I ask for protection, insight, clear knowing, and clear feeling to guide me through the many experiences of collective energies and group consciousness that I will love and work with spiritually through this lifetime. May my presence in group energy be a constructive, healing influence, and may my experiences of collective energy further my soul's healing and awakening with grace. May the unconditionally loving ones safeguard the ultimate spiritual attunement for all collectives through my own free will and divine love. So be it. So be it. You guys are protected. You're moving with grace. You're healing not only yourself, but again, I feel like just by existing, just by being present, you're healing people around you as well. specifically your partner. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.